Next, we'd like to have our panel discussion hosted by Cha. She is the co-founder of Women Builder Foundation and senior financial journalist as well. The panel discussion is going to be digital fashion revolution and entertainment consumption. So please join me in welcoming our different panelists as well as Cha.
Hello, everyone. Hello, the guests. Thank you for staying in here in the afternoon. And before, the host is just saying about we are not going to have a revolution. We're having evolution. And now our title is Digital Fashion Revolution. And everybody on the stage has some part to play in this revolutionized industry. And we have our distinguished and very cool from Hape, Nat, and you can, I think we will do a little bit introduction. Yep.
Yeah, hi. Hi again. I've just shared this stage like 20 minutes ago, so it hasn't been that long. Again, I'm Matt, called Digi. I'm CEO of London-based Digimental Studio and the founder of Hape, which is digital fashion project dedicated in Web3 space.
Yep. Okay, and then next we have Sarah from LightCycle.
Hi, thank you all for hanging on this afternoon. I'm sure you all want to get off. I'm CEO of LightCycle, a platform dedicated for metaverse development.
And then we have Mao, the one who is doing a virtual idol from Meet 48.
Hey, I'm Mao, co-founder of Meet48. Thank you guys for hanging on, and thank you, Cha for holding this. Meet48 is basically the key collaborator of the largest Chinese female idol group, SNH48. So I am the mastermind behind yesterday's show and today's handshaking event happening right now there.
And then we have Jason Wong from the Japan movie and MOV, from the Power of the East.
Hello, everyone. We are a Japan and Hong Kong blockchain-based company, and we have our own NFT marketplace for the collection related to movie. Not only the digital, but also the physical, such as the pros using in the movie industry. And recently, we have a Leslie Chan NFT digital collection card. And we released the card last month, and we are Asia, the first one, adapted the NFT digital collection card to the movie advance ticket. And as a result, we have the advance ticket, so that 31.5 times, and also we have more than over 1,000 user and wallet created in our platform in 3 days. Nice to meet you, everyone. Yeah.
And last but not the least, we have our distinguished Yoshihito-san, and from Japan, a very distinguished artist, a movie artist, with work with his bare hand and to create miracle. And welcome.
Hello, everyone. My name is Yoshi Akatsuka. I'm doing a production designer for the filming, but my English is quite poor, therefore my next is my interpreter Janet.
Hello. Okay. I'm the interpreter, and I will translate Mr. Akatsuka's coming or sharing. Okay.
Okay, this panel I want to ask like question with each other, and then we can talk about their response for each one of the questions. So first I want to ask Matt Sypien, and the founder of Hape, because you are crypto native, I think. In this line, I think you're really like the native crypto artist. And from your point of view, when we're talking about digital fashion, and what is that? What is difference from digital fashion and real fashion?
The biggest difference basically comes within a medium. It's not a physical product, it's a virtual good. People are doing digital fashion to express themselves in the virtual worlds. We can see that in the computer gaming, we can see that in the metaverses, we can see that all over the blockchain. Basically, digital fashion are the new products which might not really exist in the physical version. You can create very unique styles. You can transform it into augmented reality. You can put it in the VR. You can do so much more about this. Because in the digital, there are no borders. You can be as creative as you want and then just roll with this. So for the whole digital fashion, we actually live in very exciting times this time, right? You mentioned the revolution. We've got blockchain, we've got Web3, we've got AR, VR. We've got very fast growing AI, which is incredible. You can see that revolution on all of the levels. So what we're doing is not that far away from actually the video gaming, which is not that far away from movies production in these days, with the use of the virtual set and putting everything on a side. So the digital fashion give people a chance to express themselves in a much more unique way. And the way it's going to go further, I personally believe that in a few years, people will be seen the way they want to be seen. And at the same time, they will be very unique, and they will be able to express that by even making their own clothing on the go. So it's kind of a strange situation, right? In these days, you can get luxury goods in a digital space, which are worth actually more money than the physical product. But we know the new generation is hunger of this medium, and there is no way to stop it.
So digital fashion gives us more freedom than the physical fashion.
Absolutely, and in this particular case, everyone can become a fashion designer. You do something for your digital look, your digital twin, your potential meta-human that's going to represent you in this metaverse, as we call it.
So the other guest, do you have anything to add on the revolutionized digital fashion? Do you have any comments?
I think I agree obviously with everything that Matt is saying. You know, it's definitely, to use Sid's words, it's an evolution, not a revolution. I think that's a really important phrase for us all to remember in this whole space, that we're trying to be revolutionary, but actually it really is evolutionary.
Okay, so next question I want to ask Sarah, because I know that you're from the background of real-world art, the commercial art, and then you're coming to metaverse. So it definitely something lures you coming. And what is that? And what do you see from the like old-fashioned art dealer, and what do you see in metaverse and digital fashion that attracts you? You think that for the future would be good, great?
Yeah, you know, you have to really apply to again, going back to the evolution versus the revolution, you have to look at where art started and where this space started, and look to the future. You know, it started in a very gaming, shall we say, geeky, very tech-savvy environment, very crypto-native. It's like a bit of a closed book, unless you were very much into that space. I got involved because of the noise that was being made around NFTs and art, classic art with Sotheby's and Christie's. But actually, you know, it's really important to look not where it started, but to where it's going to go. And this whole space, the metaverse, NFTs, digital fashion, you know, it opens the possibilities up to literally everybody, from children up to adults. But we've just got to make it a little bit more user-friendly and get some better adoption going on, some, you know, demystify it and de-geek it a little bit. If that's a word.
I'm not sure everybody loves de-geeky. Maybe we pretty like geeky. You want to comment?
Yeah, well, it's not about the geeking. It's actually very, very geeky. So, you know, within the digital fashion and the whole of the metaverses, we are still very early. You know, I basically believe no one really figured out precisely what is going to be and how we're going to tackle all of that. I think what we're doing, the whole digital fashion, will take a huge step forward and will evolve. You know, metaverses in these days, they base all around the digital products, right? It's the VR, it's the environment that you can go and just become whoever you want. But the true metaverse will become with a huge jump in the AR technology. You know, imagine yourself the situation when you create your own clothing, you program that to your AR glasses, and then while you walk around the cities, right, you know, you've got the people with the AR glasses while those devices communicate between themselves and then just send the signals. You're being seen the way you actually want to be seen.
Very interesting.
I was going to actually pick up on that very quickly, but and that's a really good point, Matt. You will be seen the way that you want to be seen. Do you think that that's going to? I'm asking the questions now. Is that all right? Do you think that that's going to give people more confidence?
Is this going to be a confidence move? Yes, definitely. Because, well, at the same time, people will be hiding their real faces behind the mask, because that's what it is about. And within the AI, this is actually quite exciting and scary, because AI brings you amazing possibilities. But just looking into your phone and those AI filters, people don't want to go back to reality. The digital world attracts them. They make themselves attractive. So it's very addictive at the same time.
Okay, great. Addiction is a very good question for our next guest. And so one question for you, Mao, is, because you're doing virtual idol and matching with real idol, why do you think people need virtual idol? And how do you think about this business?
Well, that's a sharp question, actually, because actually my business is not entirely focused on virtual idols, but to empower people to build their own avatars. So to me, our idol cultivation system is actually based on community consensus, and we believe that every fan should be able to participate in the 0 to 1 process of an idol, right? So we believe that the process is actually the product. To do that, in mainland China, we curate up to 4 theater live shows per week and a large number of concerts all over China. And we have an online chatting platform and live stream platform for constant fan idol connection. So basically what we believe in is to get fans to, well, when they put money into our system, when they cast votes, right, every dime they put in can benefit the idol somehow. So that's what we believe in. And to build virtual idols, we're trying to facilitate the whole process of star making using AI tools, because each person can be their own artist agency right now with AI, right? Like they can build their own avatars, they can build their own AI choreography or AI music, right? And for us, what we're trying to do with AI is cost efficiency and mass adoption, because, well, I'm a crypto native, so I believe in mass adoption, right? In mainland China right now, the cost of building one virtual idol is about 60K RMB, and with us, you can do it with 60 RMB. So that's the power of AI and the cost reduction side. With mass adoption, all of our idol fans, which believes in the Japanese culture of idol cultivation, they they show a propensity to be highly, highly motivated, highly autonomous, highly sticky, and highly willing to pay at a high frequency. So according to my marketing research and my extensive fan profiling, they're willing to build their own avatars and nurture their own idols into our ecosystem. That's where this is going, yeah. I don't believe in the whole commercialized virtual idol set because I don't think that has the commercialized virtual idols right now has a setting or a scenario to build in, right? Like, nobody needs them, in fact. So we're trying to nurture the whole ecosystem, and we're bringing users with us.
I think you want to add something, Matt?
Well, I can only agree, but we can already observe the huge case and use of so-called AI influencers, right? We're not talking idols, but it's pretty much the same situation. And as just been mentioned, within this situation, it's a digital freedom. Within your AI digital idols or influencers, you can take them wherever you want. They can do whatever they want, and they can be whoever they want to be at the same time. And you can just do it at the tip of your fingerprint, right? Basically, the AI generation is just so quick, right? Creating the content becomes extremely easy in these days.
Great. So next question is for Jason. And since AI and the virtual one creating is so quick, but movie takes time and energy and effort and craftsmanship. And but the question for you is, do you think that with Web3 and with AI, with this kind of decentralized spirit, it gives actually a chance for art from Japan, movie from Japan and East and every place else to be more influential and to break the Hollywood dominant? Yep.
First of all, I think Asia is a very big market, and actually, if you look into the figures, for example, Japan, China, Korea, and also Indonesia is a very big market. India is also a big market. I think roughly, or AI is a very good tool for people which is not coming from the movie industry, but they can get into the industry, such as for the funding of the movie production. For example, for me, if I want to make a movie, the most difficult thing is how to funding for the production, because movie is a very high risk business. So that's our platform is also going to provide a chance for people who want to. Okay, I have a good script or a good idea to make a movie, but it's not yet to do the funding. So, for example, okay, I support this director. I like this actor, so I can buy the MFT. Just like I provide. Okay, I'm the friend of this movie or this director. Okay, I put my money to support the movie. So I think, especially movie industry is a very closed market industry. That's why I want to do something. If you look at my title, actually I'm doing ticketing in Japan, more than 10 years in Japan. But I feel that such as my classmate, what we are learning doing movie in Japan. I'm a Hong Konger, but I studied movie in Japan. So we see that, oh, I want to make a movie, but it's not easy to get the money. So I think referee is a very good opportunities for people to get into the market and also provide the capital for the movie production.
Great. And so anybody wants to add? Anybody wants to add? No? Okay. So next question is for Mr. So because you are a renowned artist of creating miracle, creating fantasy for movie with setting, with craftsmanship, with hand, as what you mentioned in your book. But in this metaverse, in this futuristic, also in this futuristic era, do you think this kind of craftsmanship is still useful? And what do you think about reality, the physical world, the relationship between physical world, physical setting, physical craftsmanship, and our virtual world?
Okay, before the answer, so actually now I'm making a Web3 film with H3 Entertainment. The title is Interstice. It's animation film. Of course, I use AI technology, and then I use AI, how do I say? Anyway, I'm using, and it's quite useful. If you have a chance, so come to our booth and then check it on the 8. And then from now, I answer about the question. But explained by my prior English is quite difficult. From now, I'm using Japanese. Is it okay? 物理的な世界とデジタルの世界っていうのはですね、これからのアート表現において補完し合う関係性になると思うんですね。
I believe the physical world and the digital world from now on is complementing each other.
物理的な世界っていうのはその手触りとか立体感とか空間の体験とか、そういうものがすごい必要になるんですけども、デジタルの世界っていうのはその無限の創造性っていうものが得ることができるんですね。
So in the physical world are all the five senses, the touch, the dimensional, relative dimensional spatially experience are very crucial. And in contrast, for the digital world, I feel like it got infinite possibility and freedom for creations.
だからどっちが重要ってことじゃなくて、その補完し合うツールっていうふうな感じで僕は受け取ってるんですね。
So in my view, I don't think they are competing or overpowering each other, but indeed to take the advantage of both worlds and try to combine it in a new format of creation and art.
で AI とか AR とかその新しいツールっていうのは今どんどん広がりつつあるんですけども、実はもう数年前から特に AI っていうものはもう使ってるんですね、実際の僕らのアートワークにおいて。
So other is a big boom for all the AI and machine-generated stuff. Is in a hype in these 2 years, but way back in 4 or 5 years ago, in my work and in my creation, I already using AI very frequently.
例えばロケーションスカウティングに行って何もないところでその VR グラスをかけてこういうものがやがてセットでできるっていう説明をディレクターとか DP とかにできるツールとして使ってます。
For example, for location scouting, when you're making film production, it's very hard for a film director to visualize what a production team is suggesting and what are the art direction, what are the props. So we already use a VR headset when we're doing a site check, and we explain everything visually to all the film crew and other team members.
特に今回今年に入ってから特にその AI の成長っていうのはすごい進化の過程がすごい早いので便利なツールとして僕は今使ってるんですね。
Especially for this year, I feel personally the growth of AI is very speedy, and we are basically using AI technology in filmmaking on daily basis.
でもそのフィジカルなものが全くいらないって っていうことではなくて、そのフィジカルの体験があるからこそ、その AI にコマンドを出すことができるっていうふうに僕は考えています。
But I don't think with all this VR and AI, we don't need physical touch. It's on the contrary, we feel like all the senses and physical sensibility are very important when we are reimagining the VR and AI world.
あと Web3 によってブロックチェーン技術によってその皆さんがねこれから映画の世界に参加できるっていうことは大きな映画についての変革になるんじゃないかなというふうに僕は受け止めています。
Especially for Web3 and a lot of participatory interaction for entertainment. In my view, I think this is the new edge and new angle for us in whether we should input it in filmmaking. The entertainment should not be one-dimensional, but it's more interactive.
Thank you. Anyone want to add?
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree. As much as the digital make it easy, maybe not necessarily cheaper, but quicker, you know, it takes away of this human touch, the human aspect, right? And even in the movie industry, right, you still got directors coming back to the traditional ways of shooting, right, because they want to bring that much more of analog stuff. But when it comes to the AI itself, we already observe the use cases for that, like, you know, who sits basically in front of us could tell us very, very well. We talk about Marvel, we talk about the Secret Invasion and the opening created completely in AI, right, you know. People are being scared of technology. It's rapidly growing. They've been afraid of losing their jobs, but it's completely the other way around. For the movie industry, as we're talking about that, right? You know, take a Pixar, for example. They use AI to produce tons of the concepts in a very, very quick and short amount of time. So if you know how to use it well, it's a weapon in the hands of someone, basically, with the skills. It's just about the idea. And we see the massive growth, right? We don't know where it's going to be, but the use of experimental design in all of that is just amazing, right? So, you know, it's scary, but it's exciting, and I'm looking forward to see more of this.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's scary but exciting. And again, to steal one of Sid's lines, that it's not here to replace, it's here to coexist. We need to work with it and alongside it. And again, you know, everything that you were saying in your keynote speech really resonated with me, because creativity comes from the heart, it comes from a passion, it comes from your soul, and it doesn't come from AI.
Yeah, and this is actually a really cool point, because, you know, you could see a Desi on this stage, right? But Desi has a sister, and her sister, she's a painter, right? She pretends to be an artist. So, you know, it's exciting that AI can talk, can paint, but at the same time, I don't necessarily agree with the creators who try to prove that creativity and the feelings can be programmed. This is a human things attached to our feelings and who we are, personalities. I don't really believe, you know, this kind of stuff can be converted into algorithm.
No, yeah, absolutely. I think it speeds up the process. And if you're having creative blocks, it's going to help along. So I think it speeds up creative process. But I do not believe that it will ever replace, you know, the creativity that we have on this panel, for example.
So I have a question for all of you, and you can comment on that. There's no line to wait. Just grab the phone, this one. So do you think, because I think you mentioned about, several people before also mentioned about the influence of digital sphere into the real world. So do you vision that trend, because we're talking about, go back to the topic, the revolutionize the digital fashion industry, so, and fashion and the entertainment consumption. So do you all of the, our distinguished guests, do you vision in the future how the fashion, the trend in the digital world, because that can go really fast and can change very quickly without barrier. Do you think that trend will eventually influence the real world, the physical world? So it's the other way around.
Absolutely. This is completely the point. So as I mentioned previously, we're moving towards the times where people will be creating their own stuff. I know fashion brands might be not very happy about that, but people will be creative, and within the growth of the technology, everyone will be able to have a 3D printer at home. Just print the stuff in 50 minutes, right? Then potentially, because it's the digital, we also talk about the sustainability, right? We talk about reducing the waste, and the way that basically, well, we talk about the fast fashion in the real world, right? It's actually messing around the planet. Within a digital, it becomes a little bit easier. So maybe with the use of those, like the new advanced technology kind of materials and the fabrics, that you can use and produce at home. Basically, like, this is a vision from the cartoons that we are watching, like 20 years ago, right? If you guys remember Jetsons, right? It's exactly the same situation with the roses, the robots, and the way people dressing up. It's coming, because at some point, whatever people believe it's a science fiction and it's a future, it becomes reality.
I think when we're getting into the realms of the metaverse, we need brands to work together. We need interoperability, otherwise it's going to be a very lonely and isolated place. And that might well suck out some of the creativity. So I think we've got to try and encourage brands to work together, which isn't something that sits very easily at the moment in the real world. But I think that's absolutely vital for a vibrant metaverse city.
Cool. I'm thinking in a different fashion, because, well, I'm thinking about like how the way of us doing things can change. Like, I'll give an example. Like 15 years ago when I was a kid, like WeChat and iPhone was like a new gadget, right? And 3 years ago, I was in Harvard, I was studying arts, I was doing research on Chinese kids and what they're using to create. And it comes out to be an app called Mini World, which is basically Minecraft. So the kids are creating arts in Minecraft. I mean, that blew my mind. So like, for me, what I'm trying to do is to make artificial intelligence and its generative tools into actual usable toolkits for our users. And I imagine them using that as a new way of socializing. Like, we switched from Tencent, QQ to WeChat. We switched from Nokia to iPhones. And they switched from WeChat to Minecraft or Mini World, whatever. And the next step should be some sort of new applicable software or hardware. And then we can move on from there.
Sorry, I'm not expert in fashion, so it's difficult for me to comment about fashion. Yeah.
私は映画のツールとしてフォトショップを使ってるんですけども、フォトショップがジェネレティブ AI を搭載したんですね。だからそれによってもう劇的にスピードが速くなっちゃったんですね。つまり僕の仕事はディレクターとかにたくさんのバリエーションっていうのを提供しなきゃいけないんですけども、ジェネレティブ AI を搭載したおかげで一瞬で何バリエーションも作れるっていうのがやっぱりすごい AI によっての変化なんですね。
To answer your questions, it's like for the generative AI in Photoshop, for example. Before, when we are trying to visualize a lot of other variation and possibility to film directors, it takes a lot of time. But nowadays in Photoshop, with AI and generative AI, you can easily alter a lot of detailed art direction and scene setting, and we can discuss a lot of possibility before the filmmaking, and it really helps. It really speed up the whole entertainment industry, the chain of thought, and how we visualize things when we are doing our production.
例えばこの建物の色を色を変えたいとか形を変えたいとかこの人物の服を変えたいとかっていうのをすぐにバリエーションができる。今まではずっと夜中中それをやってなきゃいけなかったものがもう10分以内でそれができるっていうのが僕にとってのやっぱ革命だと思うんですね。
So to me, I think the most revolutionary thing is when the director voice out, maybe I want a total change of the props, of the setting, of the building, and even the color and the details of the actors' clothing. With generative AI, we can finish all the fine-tuning within 10 minutes, which is totally impossible in the past.
Yeah, I would like to just top up on this. I completely agree, and this is actually very interesting because within the AI in these days, everyone can be whoever they want to be. As ChatGPT can turn you into a writer, Midjourney can turn you into a designer. Like people without the actual skills from the traditional ways, as you know, in the advertising, film, all of the digital production, right, can do it just with some prompts. So if you really have this idea, what you want to achieve, everyone can do everything. And there is absolutely no borders. You know, everyone can make those influencers, everyone can create those characters, and everyone can create the movies. And especially like in these days, right, you know, YouTube brings everything. Everything goes on YouTube. So if you really want to learn, you know, it's literally available for everyone very, very easily.
I'm going to use a line that I heard from someone else here, and you're absolutely correct, and I was told it yesterday. You can, YouTube tells you how to do everything from give birth to make a bomb. It's true.
Pretty much, and I also make it easy. So, you know, we've got the both of kind of use cases about that, right? You know, it can bring a lot of good and the bad at the same time, but, you know, yeah, we're looking into the positive way first.
So another question for us is, so technology has always influenced art. And art has always, in human history, has always been the forefront, the front runner to use cutting-edge technology. And from the painting in France, the use of mineral, and we are human, we know how to use mineral, and the first thing we do is we paint, we make art. And it's very fun, and throughout history, there's so many examples. So how do you think of this era? I think we are in the edge of revolution, of technology revolution. We are in the edge of big one. So how do you think this kind of AI, Web3, and we will go through the XR and ABCR, and so how do you think this will impact art itself?
I think that, well, obviously, let me just start from the beginning. Technology is growing rapidly, and as people in the industry, as a creative artists, technology devs, we learn all of our lives, and we have to grow with this technology just to stay up to date. Sorry, I've lost my thought.
I don't actually know if it will revolutionize art. You know, as we talked about earlier, it comes from the soul, and I just think it's an assistant, it's an aid to it. I don't know if it will revolutionize it, and I kind of hope it doesn't. I'm a bit of an art purist, so I kind of hope it doesn't, but I hope that it does propel creativity and imagination, and it just boosts and feeds all of that rather than replaces it.
Yeah, and you know, just coming back to it, right? You know, AR will change the world, will change the way we look at the world. You will be walking down the streets and looking at the scenes from movies like a Blade Runner, with every space being turned into the advertising space, with all of those holograms coming out from life, because this is something that we haven't mentioned yet, right? And this is also a big part of technology and the growth. I think it will change the way the world looks and, you know, how people actually see it.
Well, I'm sorry to say, but I'm not an art purist. I'm more of a pragmatic. So I'm thinking about the applicability of art in general. Well, I think about TikTok and YouTube. So with TikTok and YouTube, they made everybody a creator, right? Like, we label ourselves as KOLs, creators. Are those videos arts? So with AI, it's the same thing, right? Like, we're gonna get new gadgets. We're gonna get gadgets from Meet 48 that you can play with and create avatars, right? Are these stuff arts? No, when you're looking back, are those murals, those paintings on the churches, are they arts back when in its own era? Like, I'm not sure. So I'm not sure how to judge art and how to define art, but I'm pretty damn sure that the gadgets are going to change how it's formed.
And you're kind of really digging into it there because it's the old question, you know, what is art? It's your interpretation of it. You know, no one can tell you what is or isn't art. It's just whatever your interpretation of that is. So, yeah, correct.
Absolutely. So I'd like to give a toast to the whole new gadgets stuff.
Agreed.
As I know, AI is a good tool to such as the painting for the movie Black One or something. But on the other way, we use AI to protect the art itself. For example, we have this Leslie Chan ebook. The ebook, actually, we have a digital one, which is we have attached with MFT digital search, and before we selling the book, we will educate the AI. Oh, this is the original one. This is the real one. And then after the book selling to the end users, and even the end user, they copy or share to the SNS or internet, AI can identify that, oh, okay, this book is not the real one. Because we will attach a code on every page of the ebook. So when the AI, okay, understand, oh, this is the original one, and then, okay, the user one is okay with the user ID code, and then AI can settle the data in a very short time. Okay, this user shared the book illegally. So I think AI is a good tool for people to settle a lot of data and protect the content itself. Yeah.
私が思うにですね、そのアートとは何ぞやじゃなくて、アートの価値っていうのは受け取り側の問題だと思うんですね。
So in my point of view, I feel like the effect from AI to the art as a pioneering thing is you have to see the value. It's not just how it randomly, fastly generates things, but the value. In my point of view, I feel art is a very powerful medium to absorb new things.
なので子供だろうが何だろうがアートっていうものを作ることはできるんですね。でもそれを受け取る側はこれ価値があるかどうかって判断することの方が大事だと思うんですね。
So it's not whether you can generate things in a very short time. Even a kid can create art. But the most important thing is how can you judge and analyze and value what's created. The value that you created and how you can tell what's the details, and it's from the participants and the audience side. How can they embrace the same value that the art had generated?
多分皆さんが作り出すものっていうのは受け取る人たちがすごいアートとして評価してると思うんですよ。なので皆様はアーティストだと思うんですよね。
So when there are audience, like everyone who are also creators, when you guys create things and where this audience feel like, okay, this is so great, this is art. So in their eye, those are art. So you guys are also artists.
だから AI だろうなんだろうそんなのあんまり関係ないことで、それはあくまでツールとかテクノロジーの話であって。
So I feel like whether it's AI generated or not, that is not the crucial point to determine whether it's art or not. It depends on how you use it and what are the values and how people value your stuff. That is the most important thing. Whether it's AI related is not really the most important question.
Great. Our time is about to end. And I want to ask the last question. We can everyone say one sentence. What is your greatest concern with this, your greatest fear or greatest concern or greatest worry with this advancing, with this arriving of the new generation, new era?
That's actually such a hard question because I think there are so many fears and concerns if you want to go down that rabbit hole. But I think it's better to look at the positives. But, you know, then there's risk, danger, deception. You know, all of those things are going to happen. But I think that it's just a very dark hole to go down.
So I just very, very quickly going to say, at the moment, AI is just a technology. It still needs the human operator at the end, at the other end, to make things happen. At the time when AI starts to talk to AI, we might be facing the future from the catastrophic movies. But, you know, this might be the worst breaking point, you know, this AI being freed and released, you know, and it maybe even turns against the humanity.
Nothing. I'm expedite this. I'm one of those reckless AI accelerists. So, yeah, nothing.
For me, I think everything is still too new to the normal people. I think we have to make a lot of showcase how to make Web 2.0, such as we do something Web 2.5, and then to let people more more such as you can buy the MFT in the cinema. That's why we have done that. So people not only I have to buy the MFT, I need to have a wallet. So I think we have to provide more showcase for the normal people to understand, and also an easy way, a simple way for them to understand.
AI は非常に有効的なツールであると私は思います。
In my view, I feel like AI or AI-assisted art, AI is just a very helpful to help me to create.
Great. Thank you all, our distinguished guests, and the panel will be holding to... our host is here. Yep, let's go.
Right, thank you very much. Thanks for
you.
coming. Thank you.